Okay, so, hello, this is my voice. I can talk now. Anyways, I am experimenting, and I am going to be playing F1 2020 Team Career Mode. So I decided we would try this, and I would see how it goes. Hopefully I don't mess up the audio while editing it, and hopefully I'm not talking stupidly loud right now. But, so we're here at the start of the season, the interview before we go to the actual Team HQ area. So, whatever happens this season, you've already made history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of both managing and driving for a Formula One team? Well, I obviously have my personal account, and that wasn't too hard. So, probably going to choose that one. Was kind of saying that I believe in myself and my team, so I think I can do it. Every team needs 2 drivers. What was it that drew you to your teammate?
Needs 2 drivers.
I pretty much just chose them because they were the best one. So I've seen what they can do on paper. No one aims to finish bottom of the table. Who's the team that you are aiming to beat?
Who's the team you're aiming to beat?
I'm probably gonna go Haas. Because they're kind of the same situation that we are. It has kind of started out. We focused heavily on maximizing our traction out of corners. The chassis balance is incredible. What should we go for? I think I'm gonna go chassis, because then it can be more lightweight and easier to drive. The other teams now have all years of experience on and off the track. How are you planning to catch up to them? Reducing drag? Sure. That's always a good thing. Overtaking is a key part of this sport. How have you ensured that you can take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way?
Ensured that your car can take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way.
Season rigorous stress testing. That probably would be good to have good durability, because I would not like to have to switch out my gearbox 3 times like I did the last time.
And finally,
yeah, in my personal one, I blew up my trans 3 times, which I would hoping to avoid this time. And finally, which of your new departments are you most proud of? Probably, since we haven't complemented our engines yet, we'll do that, so that we have a better powertrain when the season starts.
Well, that's about all we've got time for here. We will see how this fledgling team fares in its first Grand Prix.
Okay, great, thank you. That's a wrap.
Okay, so here we are at the HQ. There is the car covered. As you can see, we are 5009 Racing, and those are our team colors. If you're wondering what the livery might look like in your head. Messages, just regular emails and stuff like that. Activities, there they are. I think we'll do those after we go through all the other things. So corporate, we are currently sponsored by TriStar. Our goal bonus is increase, oh wait, no. Wait, as a team, achieve 2 points finishes during a race. Okay, I think we can do that. Shouldn't be too hard. Contracts, we have hired Nick DeVries because he's the highest ranked driver that you can find currently, besides obviously the actual F1 drivers. Finances, we are currently at 300k, so that's not too bad, but not too good either, so we should be able to be fine off of that for a while. Customization, nope, don't need to go there. Standings, we're obviously dead last. Let's see, R&D, let's see. So we've got some decent durability, and we have some decent chassis and aerodynamics. I'm gonna go for some weight reduction. That sounds good. And we can't afford that. None of those we can afford. How about durability? No. Okay. So then I'm gonna cancel the development of that. Yep, cancel that. And I'm gonna do that for the engine. And then I can't... Whatever, that's fine. It's good enough. Okay, so then R&D in progress, we have that. That's going well. I don't believe we can afford any of those currently. Sorry if my wheels are really loud. Okay, let's see. So we have the activity timeline. I for sure know that I want to do that. That's very important. Can't do anything else after that. For after the car reveal, let's get some more cash. That'll be nice. And that's it until the actual Grand Prix of the Australian Grand Prix. Okay, cool. So let's speed up time here. The first driver training camp, cool. Weekly resources, which means more R&D that we can do.
Okay, we've had the new parts
We're at
come through from the
870,
fabrication
so
process.
now we can do
We'll have them with us for the next
that actual
Grand Prix.
weight reduction that I was talking about. And then, ooh, time for the car reveal. Here we go. Nothing too special, but I still think it's pretty good. I mean, as far as I can do. I'm not the greatest at art and things in designing cars. The liveries they give you aren't necessarily the best, but I appreciate them for what they are. So I worked with what I had to work with, and that's what we have. Obviously, it looks quite a bit empty because we only have one sponsor and our number on there. But once we do, it should look a lot better. Weekly resources again. We got the general durability up. That's good. I don't believe we can afford anything.
They'll be on the car ready for
Okay.
the next race weekend.
So then, pre-merchandise sales. Sweet, got some more money. Ignition system upgrade just in time for the race. I will see you when the race starts. No, qualifying actually.
And home to round one of this year's Formula One World Championship. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 16 corners and 3.3 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles an hour. The close proximity of the barriers makes accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. Can Mercedes start with victory in their bid to win a 7th consecutive Constructors' title? Could Ferrari or Red Bull establish an advantage early on? And with 22 cars on the grid, how quickly can the new team find their footing? Well, it's great to be back, Anthony Davidson. we've got a lot to talk about this year.
That's right, Crofty. It felt like a long winter, but it's good to finally be back. I have to think the usual suspects will battle it out at the front, but there are always going to be some teething problems early on in the season, so whoever can keep on top of their issues will have the advantage today.
As I mentioned earlier, we're up to 11 teams this season, with a new entry run by, well, of all things, an owner-driver. That's something we haven't seen in this sport since Hector Rabach over 4 decades ago. So how are they looking so far?
Ever since their participation was announced, there were questions being asked about whether an outfit like this could survive, and certainly it's proving to be a trial by fire so far. Let's hope they can continue to draw in investment and find a little more pace as well.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Bottas, Alexander Albon, and Vettel, Sainz, Ricciardo, Ocon, and Lando Norris, Kvyat, Gasly, Sergio Perez, and Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Stroll, Kevin Magnussen, and Roman Grosjean, White, Russell, De Vries, and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Hello, we are now in the cockpit of our car, waiting for the race to start. First, we should probably go over our strategies. Let's probably go the soft to hards. The softs will help us in the start of the race, and the hards will last us through the end of the race. And fuel-wise, we should probably give ourselves a little more as we're in a very slow car at the start of the season. Give ourselves a little more, and we are now ready to start. Okay, 5 red lights, here we go. Neutral, revving it up. Going to lean mix so we don't spin out at the start. There we go, switching up to rich. Passing Haas number 1, Haas number 2. Passing a BWT Racing Point car. Oh, brake very, very late. Passing almost both Alfa Romeos, still fighting one. By the way, I'm not saying their names because I can't read it because my screen is too small in my editor. But going past. There's Vettel on hards. Looks like, oh, Alfa Romeo going on the inside. Vettel looks like he's struggling on the hard tires at the start of the race. Probably doing the opposite strategy of what we are doing. Drafting with him, going around on the left, trying to go on the right, braking hard, going in on the inside of Vettel on the hards during that braking point. A very, very good pass going on to Rich on the long zones, as I have tuned this car to be more towards downforce, not towards long straights and things. Trying to draft with him, doesn't look like it. Vettel's closing up behind, as the Ferrari engine, as we all know, is very good in this game. We are stuck with the Honda engine for the start of the race, or no, the start of the season. I'm hoping to switch over to Ferrari by the second season, maybe the third. Going on, braking very, very late. Not really concerned with fuel or tire wear currently, as it's the first lap, just trying to make up the most amount of places at the start of the race during the chaos. Currently P12, so we didn't do that bad of a job. We're still going long straightaway. DRS is not yet allowed, so we still have to wait for a while until that is good and allowed. Going around, good apex there, following the racing line very well. That's Perez in front of us in his Racing Point car. Very, very fast, the Racing Points, as we'll see later in the race. Stroll will overtake us and then overtake Gasly afterwards. And next, going into a few laps later, Bottas, this is near our pitting zone. Bottas is in front of us because he pitted very early to do a 2-stop strategy from soft to soft, and then he was going into mediums at the end of the race, near it. Vettel has repassed us up, as you can see, going in, there we go, good, solid. Okay, full throttle, brake, and then we are in the pitting. All we can do now is hope that our pit crew is fast enough for us. Almost got blocked off by him. Turning in, there we go, fast. 1.9, that's pretty good, under 2 seconds, very, very fast. Onto the hards, we gotta put some warmth into these. Going on standard, Stroll passes us, he's going to be a very big problem later. Still going. continuing to get some heat in the tires. They are very, very non-grippy compared to the warm softs we were used to earlier before this. Still going, turning. There we go, going a little bit past that curb, grinding the underside of our car a little bit. I am not the best at commentating, as you can probably tell by all the ums. Hopefully I will get better over all the episodes if they do successful. By the way, if you do enjoy this, please like it so that I know, because so far I've spent at least 5 hours out of my day on this video. Oh, doing the slide there, that is not good for the hards. The slide will ruin our time there. Looks like we have Grosjean behind us in the Haas car. He has caught up to us from that pit stop that we did. We pitted very, very early for what we were doing. Everyone else has pitted after we pitted, so we have older tires, but we caught up to them as they pitted, and as you will see, we are going to pass quite a few people. Going up against DeVries, our teammate, trying to pass him up here for basically the whole lap. We've gotten pretty close, using a lot of fuel in ERS. As you can see, our ERS is relatively low, but my strategy is pretty much going really hard one lap and going really light on the next lap to conserve tires and fuel. The hard tires are basically impenetrable if we're on a half race. I know they do alter the tire wear settings on that, but so far the tires are doing pretty well for what my use is. I'm running them really hard, trying to get a lot of warmth into them so that they can grip very well for what hards do. Trying to get them to the level of mediums, I would probably say. Still chasing down DeVries. He's very fast for an F2 driver. My voice is starting to go, as you will probably hear. I don't do this too often. Actually, this is my first video with voice in it. Still going after him, going very hard in the braking zones, braking very late, trying to catch up to DeVries. Not DeVries, I'm not saying that, I just have a weird accent. Going after DeVries. No, why did I literally just said no. Okay, I'm just gonna avert from, bumping him in the back there. Looks like our front wing is fine. He hasn't pitted yet, surprisingly, still on, here we go. I believe this is his pitting lap. That corner seems to be very bad for us. Okay, he's pitting. Is anyone else in the pits currently? He might have damage, to be honest. Stroll's behind us, he's coming up. This is the point where I basically get stuck in a loop of Stroll running behind me very, very closely, and Gasly very far out in front until I can manage to catch him. But the corners are a problem for Gasly, especially down this area. Stroll still hasn't gotten past us. He's very fast in that Racing Point car. His start was not the best, but I'm assuming that's because of the softs were probably not warm enough yet. Just to give you a little sound of the engine there. Very beautiful. The V6 twin turbos of 2020 are very, very advanced. Stroll's coming up behind us very, very fast. Starting to run out of ideas. Stroll is basically just running us up behind, trying to draft on Gasly. I don't know how people do this for very long periods of time making these videos. I obviously have basically no practice, but our fuel is starting to get relatively low, starting to have to run on lean most of the time, starting to have fuel saving. It's basically from this lap to on, we have to fuel save quite a bit. Going into the next part. Okay, here we are. Stroll has overpassed us and is currently working on Gasly, while we are just barely hanging on to Stroll's slipstream there. Going along the straights. My cars usually fail in the long straights, as I prefer a higher downforce setup instead of a less downforce and higher top speed. Looks like Kvyat is coming up behind us. The two AlphaTauris are doing very well this race. 15th and 13th, I believe. Oh, Stroll has made a mistake. Looks like he locked up his front tire or so. Smoke coming out. Turning around the corner. There we go. Getting the line braking very late, trying to get up to that Racing Point car. Looks like he's on medium, so he will probably have to pit sooner or later. And we are switching up to standard, trying to save more and more fuel by the lap. Still going, we're relatively late into the race by now. Pushing very hard. The tires are starting to get wear. I'm starting to feel the understeer. Kvyat is pushing very hard behind us as we almost hit Stroll in the back there. That would not have been good for our front wing and aero, which probably would have screwed us over, to be honest. Kvyat still pushing hard behind, seeing his proximity arrow behind us almost all the time. Going very hard. And looks like Hard's running the same strategy as we are. Speaking of strategies, I wonder where Bottas is. Probably still quite far up there, but that double pitting soft technique, I don't know how well that's going to work for him, but he's in a very fast car. Oh, Kvyat is pushing very hard, having to switch up to lean there to save more fuel, which is not very convenient as Kvyat is pushing very hard on us. Trying to save fuel and battling off Kvyat at the same time, while trying to catch Stroll at the same time, is quite the task. While trying not to let your tires blow out. Antonio Giovinazzi is out. I probably absolutely murdered that name because I could not read it very well, as my screen is very small. Still going. Oh, next lap. Okay, we are near getting closer to the end here. On lap 22, Kvyat has passed both me and Gasly. We have ranked down a few. Stroll is long gone, very gone. Kvyat and Stroll are very fast drivers, very hard and fast drivers. I believe Perez was out between this time and laps 18, I believe. He got out because of some sort of engine failure, I don't know what, but Kvyat locks up his front left. We did it that corner. Gasly is very slow around the two AlphaTauris in front of us. Kvyat is running away with P13 or so. No, P12 Kvyat is running away with, as he's very fast, getting very close to Magnussen. Oh, he almost passes us, but we get the inside on that corner. There we go. Look at that. That was very close to a crash there. It would have been bad, especially because both of us were on very worn hards, braking very late, trying to get up closer to Gasly. He's not the best at braking zones, doesn't brake very late, assuming because he's trying to preserve his tires for later in the race. Only a few laps left to go. Lap 22, I believe. Going very hard. That corner is a very close one to hitting the wall there. Okay, going faster and faster on lap 27 near the back of the end of the race. Magnussen is still behind us. Gasly's still in front of us. Trying to pass over from Gasly this whole time between those few laps that we have just skipped over. Gasly is very slow in the corners, I noticed, but very fast in the straights. As you can see, we almost get past him. We do get past him. Just barely. The proximity arrow going very red. Hamilton coming up behind us. Blue flag, as we can all see. Going around that corner very hard. Trying to run away from Gasly, using Rich a tiny bit there. Still saving massive amounts of fuel. Hamilton still coming up behind us. Zooming through the rear pack as he starts to lap a few people. There he is behind us. He's going to go around on the right. We lose on... Oh, there goes Magnussen. Gasly's coming up. Gasly's going to pass us. We lose that position to Gasly after working it up so hard and finally pushing very hard on the tires to give us grip around that corner, braking very late, which all did not pay off as Gasly got the pass after Hamilton got to use the blue flag there and passed us all. Gasly worked up a ton of speed there and just passed everyone. I believe he went from, oh wait, no, we were in 15th, so he went from P17, I believe, and that is a P13? Yeah, a P13 finish for us. Not too bad for the first race.
Yes, another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.